have Econ versus Callback.
Econ's second tournament, Callback's third tournament, win rates below 50%. Definitely, it's a huge performance for both of these players to get this far in the tournament. Regardless of what happens, they've got to feel really good about getting this far.
Yeah, and we've been talking about how many new people will be going into top 8. And neither of these people has been in top 8, and they are on their way there. Not sure if locked down that one of them will get in. Probably not. There's where is
whoever wins this has to face someone 3-5. That's the boss waiting to get into top 8. We have so many top 8 players now. We have more than 8 top 8 players. So basically, it's inevitable that if you want to get into top 8, you're going to have to deal with a top 8 quality player. That's the particular one. Waiting for one of these two, but you're right. One of them does go home, and that is sad. But one of them does go on and has just one more match to win.
I think we're as good as ready, so we're gonna skip the 20 pass, I think. Let's see. Oh, pretty sure I saw that stream. Just.
I do see it on my end, so a refresh should solve this problem. They're playing Chip and Dale, y'all. This is one of these like go-to NES games. The speedrun community loves this game. It was it's been on Speed Demo's archive, right? It's had a run there since forever. I think Feasel was maybe one of the first people to run this, and it's been in the Big 20, a race of 20 NES games, tied for the most with a couple other games. I think it's been 5 times, just because it's so palatable. It goes down so smooth. The controls are really snappy, and it's just a really pleasant first go around.
I'm pretty sure I remember playing this game as a kid. So when we get games like this, the commentators always talk about how it's a surprise that someone would be blind to this. But I think with a lot of new racers we're getting, they're not really as versed in the classics as the old guard would be.
Yeah, definitely. At this point, any NES game, I'm not surprised if someone has never heard of it. Even one in sort of like the upper echelon of NES games like this one, which it might surprise people, right? From their childhoods, when they think of licensed tie-in video games, it's not a very strong association. But back in the NES and SNES era, there were some pretty good ones, and this one's got Capcom's name on it, so that's how you know it's one of the good ones. Here we go. Oh, they've chosen Dale for Econ and Chip for Callback. Absolutely no difference between the two, but yet endless debates sparked between fans of which character you should play as. So the big thing with this game is that you can pick stuff up and throw it. They put these boxes everywhere. And so you can just like, yeah, this is smart. Both players have picked up on like, I'm better with a box to throw than I am without. So at any moment if I see one, I'm just going to grab it, take it with me, and I'm going to be glad I have it when some freaky mecha robot or whatever shows up on screen.
And you're always locked and loaded.
Callback having to retreat away from the dog. Both players not quite understanding the level design there. Econ paused, but Callback died on the telephone pole climb, and that's a long way back.
Yeah, up until that point they looked pretty synced, but that's a big setback. But Econ also dies, following Callback to the start.
I did not realize the checkpoints were so nasty in this game. I do have speedrun experience in this game, and most of my experience with this game, I did have it as a kid. I did beat it as a kid even, but it's all more recent speedrun experience. So stuff like, oh, when you die you go this far back is completely new to me, and that's gonna change sort of the flavor of this race, I think. You only have these 3 hits that you can take, and stuff just kind of has a way of jumping out at you on the screen. So I think actually this is gonna be sort of a tougher, rougher experience than I thought at the outset. Callback lands on the spike.
Yeah.
So they're playing with infinite continues, but not with infinite lives. I'm not sure really. I guess how that will impact things is there is going to be a checkpoint that Econ is about to hit, going into a sort of indoor section later on. Nice job, reactions, jumping over that B. So here, Econ has a checkpoint here, I think. And if you were to game over, I think you would lose it.
So how many lives are we working with? Or how frequent are lives?
Yeah, good question. I would assume you only get 3. And you can earn more. It's not easy. You gotta pick up 100 flowers. You can hit a button to check how many flowers you have. And...
Callback already game over.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, 3 lives
did not
confirmed.
have a checkpoint anyway, I think, so not really a big loss.
Yeah. And does have that sort of information. I'm like, okay, this is, this is what a game over looks like, what it feels like. Here's the boss now for Econ. They give you this this boss-killing orb that you must use to throw over and over at this weak point at the top. Takes a death. Does Econ have another one? Yes. So, there's the throw up. Now this orb, while it's traveling, it will hit you and stun you just like that. You can hit the button to catch it as it approaches you. And that's the last hit.
And zone clear. Nice. And I assume a game over wouldn't take them back to the first stage now?
Yeah, I gotta assume. I gotta assume continue means something. Here's level 2, going up left, getting a health drop, unfortunately not useful. At the start of the stage, really unclear why that's even there. I'm pretty sure it refills your health between levels and stuff.
Yeah, I guess there are enemies near the start, so maybe you can go back.
And I'm pretty sure what's in the boxes is set every time. So it wasn't like a, bad luck on a random roll or something.
Also
here we go with these
reaching the
faucets.
boss.
Econ didn't understand the damage came from the rushing water. It jumped into it a second time. You're right, call back into this boss fight.
Yeah, I mean, why would the water kill you? Unless it's an Amiga game, or I guess any old game, really.
Yeah, it's they do as much as they can to make it appear like this is a foreground thing to contend with and not a sort of background waterfall that you're used to jumping past. But I'll concede it's not 100% clear. And it's definitely not clear that you need to jump on the handles of the tap in order to turn the water off.
So Econ definitely sees now that that's a barrier.
Oh, there we go.
Figures it out.
You can also wiggle on and off of the tap, the one that's sort of on the ground. Oh, Callback gets it right away too. I'm glad. I would hate for the players to just get stuck by this thing, because it's not in the paste bin. This is a really old submission with a really old paste bin, just gives them the bare bones. And those pots, they're on fire down there.
Yeah, another environmental hazard that might not be immediately clear. But with the faucets, I wouldn't put that in the paste bin, I guess. Like if you can reasonably figure it out, then I'd let them figure it out.
Yeah, this is beat the game. They're going to be going all the way. Oh, they have been given the level route. There are a couple opportunities you have to do different levels, and so they've been instructed to do these levels in particular. I think it's the same ground. Oh, the knockback from the sudden fly sending Callback into the soup. Chance for Econ here.
The paste bin also mentions something we haven't seen yet, I think. It says you can hide in objects when you hold something and press down.
Yeah, I think it's mostly boxes. I don't think you can hide in this bomb. But, oh, the bombs also will blow up with absolutely no indication that they will do so. Yeah, you can hold down, you go into the box and you get these little eyeballs on the box that are peeking out, and it's kind of cute. And if anything walks into you while you're doing that, I think they just sort of like get hit, and usually it will consume the box as well. Marginally useful sort of thing.
While we're here on these spots, carefully jumping over.
Oh, the turnaround damage boost from Callback is going to get to the other side. Picks up the P that I do not remember what that is.
There's a P letter up there, but yeah, I don't know. C, P, chip, P.
Econ's got it too. So this boss, this alien guy, spits this stuff out going back and forth. He's random, whether he's going to appear left or right, high or low. Pretty tough to deal with. If he's low, you have a chance to throw the ball sideways and maybe pick up multiple hits. Callback cannot get hit here. Don't know what the life count situation is for these players, but Econ dialed in on this boss. Callback much the same so far. Can he keep it up? Yes!
We get a bonus stage, which I assume is... Oh, it isn't fixed length? Is it fixed length? I don't see a timer. Okay.
There's some music playing, and when it runs out, it's over. And there's a bunch of stars you can pick up, including like a superstar that I think is a guaranteed 1-up. So for these players, where lives actually are going to matter, trying to do well in the bonus games is actually going to impact their progress.
I think at this stage the players have learned now that if something moves in the environment, it's probably bad.
Yeah, and these things have gigantic hitboxes. You can throw a box at these big spinny guys and they will start to spin really fast and you can get past them. Just like this from Econ. Needs to drop down. Does know how to do that. These poor bears. They're just toys.
It's kind of a Toy Story level.
They're waiting to be sent home. Well, they'll have a...
Oh, big on-off switch. Does that do anything? Econ's
Yes.
trying to use the switch. Oh, there we go. Has to hit them with a box.
There's some rude stuff in this game now that I'm seeing it through a blind player's eyes. Accidentally turn the switch on. You do want to leave that one off. This one you're forced to turn on, but then you can turn back off. Game over for Callback. What is Econ's life situation?
Yeah, I'm guessing we're not gonna see that. Is that on the... Select to display current flower star count. Are the stars the lives?
No. 10 stars for a life, so it's like a different way
so
to
you
earn
wouldn't
lives.
see the lives anywhere.
Yeah, I guess so. Callback's
Econ
done with that screen.
makes it to the
Look at
boss.
this big robot. Spits a bunch of stuff out. Oh, Econ was trying to go up the safe spot, coming down sort of on the right side of the screen, but the robot encroached on that territory. Finds a different one further away.
At least the hitboxes on these orbs seem to be fairly tight. And stand in the tight gap there.
Yeah. He's done a good job of sussing out the lights on the chest are the weak point. Gets all of the hits necessary. Another boss down. Callback has not figured out how the switches work yet, although maybe just seeing that will clue that maybe the switch can be turned back the other way, but
Looks like he might have just been trying to go through without doing anything.
yeah, did not learn the lesson and paid for it. Econ's gonna be approaching a sequence that I remember from my childhood as being kind of a problem, and then I played it as an adult, learning to speedrun it, and like not even actually doing like a crazy
Was a
speedrun
star?
route or whatever.
Little thing down there.
That
Game
is a
over.
1-up, and it's
Oh, no.
gone now. Honestly, the refill of the lives here is probably a good thing. Oh, I think that screen will show you your life count. It was very brief, but there were 3 things on display there. We know one's flowers, we know one's stars. Anyway, this is not the hard part of this stage. Well, the potentially hard part. Well, I'm really not sure how it's gonna go. But it's vertical, and there's sort of this Yoku block sort of white stretchy platforms appearing. Yeah, let's see how this goes. You can spawn them in differently. Oh, big
They
jump.
even make the noise.
They do. You can jump up to scroll the screen, and that will sort of spawn them earlier or later, and that will sort of impact things. Needs to jump across here. Ah, the jump didn't come out. Callback in a pit on that ball section as well. Really needs to figure out how to turn those off. It's good music in this game. All right, it's time to jump to the left. Yep, and then straight up, and it's going to be pretty much home free after this.
Alright, that's this. Oh, is that already the end of the stage?
Yeah, that's a short one. It's a short game. Speedrun's less than 10 minutes.
Not even a boss fight.
After G, there is 3 more stages, so they're pretty much halfway through the goal. Oh, there it is, hiding in the box. The enemy walks into it, takes the damage.
Nice. Econ learning some new strats.
These guys are kind of tricky, too. If you might throw a box and they might end up jumping over it, stuff like that. They will jump up off the screen and despawn themselves, though, so that's handy. Callback struggling with this toy stage.
And Econ already across another screen. Got some kind of quarterback enemy here.
Yeah, they knock these boxes flying. I think it's just a visual thing, if I remember right. Yeah, I don't think they can hit you with those boxes. But it's really intimidating.
Yeah, and I guess they kind of take away your boxes with that.
Mm-hmm. And they're just a big hitbox to jump over.
Callback got to the boss of the previous stage now.
Yep, has the ability to take a hit. Oh, it threw the ball actually too high. It's the lights on the chest that are the weak
the robo nippers.
Yes. You must attack the nipples. Oh, Econ with this fly spawning in midair. Oh, couldn't make up his mind what to do with the block. Thankfully, still has lives and a checkpoint.
Alright, that's
And callback.
progress for Callback. And you also lift the big apple, is that like a box?
Yes, yes you can. You can throw it too. Here's a boss. It's got a safe spot just underneath it, just a little bit to the left, and I think Econ's kind of sniffed it out here. Ooh, overran it into the tack. That's a game over. So there's just this really short stage between the two, and Callback's already done the first half. So if he can clutch out this climb, he's really going to even up this race.
Does this game scroll back? So if Callback falls down here, would that kill him?
Yes. Well, needs to jump. Oh, almost. The platform was coming out to meet the jump, but it didn't quite line up. That is a game over.
Econ. Oh, not Beggar Boss. Okay, there's another room.
Yeah, this level a little more substantial. Econ taking some damage from these chargers.
Are we on the climbing section again? Oh, it's an unfortunate fall there. Platform pulls back.
The cycles end up working out really well for you if all you do is climb up as high as you can and then jump as high as you can once you get there. You'll scroll the screen up and the things will start to spawn sooner, and you just have more platforms right there. Instead of them being a little bit later, they start to come out as the one that you're on is retreating. Then the distance stays the same. But if both platforms are out, then you have the smallest gap. Oh, Econ maybe not even understanding that the tacks in the floor are dealing damage here.
Yeah, looks like he's running into them.
Okay.
Or maybe trying to avoid them, but having trouble with the hitbox.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble with this. This thing is pretty tough if you don't figure out how to hit it from below with an up throw cleanly. Oh, there we go. That's the stuff.
Trying to redirect the shots, but these also seem to have kind of rude hitboxes. Didn't really look like it was touching him.
This is gonna work.
Oh, so that's the safe spot here. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so it basically only shoots in certain angles.
Yeah, and Econ exploited it beautifully. If you get it just right, you don't even have to move. You can just stand right still and just up throw, up throw, up throw, up throw. But even a little bit of a wiggle is fine. Anything to get through the fight. So, on to the final 3 stages for Econ. Callback, meanwhile, is about to hit the first checkpoint in that very same level. Whoa, if you can get past this last enemy. Alright. Oh, and he despawned the 2 things next to the door, and he held on to the bomb!
I was worried about that.
And now both players are aware of the nature of the bomb. So rude that they don't flash or anything while you're holding them. Probably ultimately a good thing, though, with only the 1 life. It was pretty unlikely Callback was going to get through the whole second section and then defeat the boss first try.
Yeah, we've seen the boss gave Econ some trouble, so maybe Callback isn't gonna have an easy time either.
So these crabs are really menacing. This is where the game really starts to dial up the difficulty. You can see there's not much ground to stand on. And the enemies are plentiful and in very annoying positions. These like ninja raccoon things that swoop in, they just appear right in front of you. Oh, Econ didn't grab a box. It's going to be a little bit vulnerable on this ascent, but it just flies up the middle. Maybe understanding these things are only going to appear in the corners, so if I stay in the middle, they're not going to be a problem. Oh,
Ooh,
tried to crouch
back.
under.
And Callback also falling into a pit right there.
Has basically seen everything going on the screen, though, so if Callback can figure out what's going on with the boss, can make up a lot of ground here.
Econ going pretty risky here. Does take a few hits from charging into enemies.
Oh yeah, Callback's gonna get this kill. And Econ is down to 1 hit. Got clipped by the corner of one of the squirrels on the climb upwards.
Like, Callback does have the safe spot. He's down to 1 heart, but there we go.
I love what Econ is doing, playing so defensively around potential squirrels. If I recall right, no boss on this level? Or is it that weird stack of caterpillar guy? No, I think he's later. I think no boss on this level.
Callback's also going to space now.
Yeah, but in order to get to the next part of the level, you must go all the way into space and then come back down on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, okay. Didn't catch that part and was wondering why there's kind of a, I don't know, sewer or not a sewer, but some kind of facility with pipes and so on in space.
1 level apart now. It's a pretty tough level, and there aren't too many levels left, right? Just 2 left for Econ. Zone J and this one as well. The one before that, I guess that's I.
Looks like Econ's starting to pause buffer. That's a strat we don't see often.
Yeah. Both these levels are a good deal harder. The game really dials it up in the last 3 here. And so these pelicans are the first thing you need to overcome. If you throw a box at them... Oh, wow! Econ figured that out! If you just throw the box at the pelican's mouth, it will gobble it up and spit it back at you. But if you crouch down inside the box and then you throw the box low and it comes in on their feet and kills them, And I cannot believe Econ just sort of sussed that out so quickly.
Yeah, I assume that was coincidental there.
I mean, maybe a just complete accident, but
Yeah,
I mean,
the other Pelican
walked right
there
up to it, hit down, and
swallow
threw it.
the box, so now they know.
Let's see. Yeah, it's trying to do a low throw. Didn't really quite understand need to be in the low, the hidden box state and then throw. Knows it's possible to make something there. Oh. Yeah, there it is.
So they might have figured out. We'll see if they try that again.
I think they did. Callback. Oh, needed to throw that box upwards to defeat the flying squirrel. This is a tough level. There's a lot of like surprises that are probably gonna get you. So you're gonna have to die to those and then make your way back all the way through the stage.
These fans here are pretty mean for Econ.
Yeah, and then limited boxes here, so needed that box to hit, and it does. I think it's just barely possible to jump over a pelican, but it's like some frame perfect nonsense. Uh-oh, running out of boxes. Peak of the jump, throw it. I don't think you can jump high enough to get it into its mouth even. Maybe you could. Oh, they're all too low.
One last
more.
box, but does get health back. So he could take a hit now for the pelican.
Yeah, you can turn around and get boosted to the right. It's very awkward coming off of the fan. And if you are not on the right side of the pelican when you do it, you're just gonna get knocked into the pit. Ah, I couldn't make it happen.
Might have taken the death willingly there because he ran out of boxes.
Maybe wasn't even thinking about
no
the
good
boosted.
good way to go through.
Yeah, it's kind of like a like meta game mechanic, right?
Yeah, I think you can probably do it in a lot of games, so you can learn it in a lot of games, but it requires some pretty fast reactions to kind of jump over the enemy and then turn around.
Nice job from Callback, hiding inside the box, deflecting the squirrel, getting across. Only has one heart, not sure how many lives, would really, really want to clean up this level and move on to the next. Oh, the health refill. Yeah, that's gonna be plenty. Just get hit twice on the way to the exit, but gets there. Econ's got a lot of experience with this tough stage and these really tough enemies. Triggers the invincibility. He's gonna stop and get the health refill. Loses the invincibility during a treacherous moment. But that's the end of the screen. Onto the boss. This is kind of a tough boss. He's got a weird pattern. His body breaks up into all these pieces. So yeah, you basically wait in the middle and then move to either side afterwards. But like, you gotta... It's tough to dial in on, you know, this stuff is everywhere.
Yeah, the Econ's was down to one heart, so difficult to learn anything when you can't get it.
Here's Callback contending with the pelican. He's gonna try to jump over. That's really tough. That's a game over. Can Econ defeat this boss and move on to the final level?
Looks like Econ didn't take any damage so far on this attempt, so I think he's got it down.
Yeah, you don't even have to do the middle and then right. You've just got this one spot here that Econ has found. That's gonna work for the kill. It's funny, that's one of those bosses I remember as a kid where I was like, oh my god, it's impossible! What am I gonna do? And Econ's just like, oh, you just stand here.
So stage J,
Here
is
we
this
go.
the last stage?
This is the last stage, and it has the best music on the NES. Yeah! Love it. Don't love falling in that pit. That's a quick game over.
Still pretty
Okay,
close to
good to hear
the
it.
start, and Econ is decently ahead.
Callback. Moving on to this second fan section here. Alright, what's the plan for the Pelican Callback? Oh, he's not throwing boxes. He's just gonna try to get hit.
Also down to one
You don't
heart,
have the
so
health for that. over.
Probably try to jump over it, I assume.
Econ's past the first part of the stage. Turnaround damage boost to get past this weasel with the plunger. I don't remember if this has any checkpoints. There's one screen to the right, here's the second screen to the left, and then there's a third screen to the right that is particularly treacherous. Oh, the hat gets thrown.
Econ was dealing pretty well with these X's. They looked a bit difficult with their pattern, their timing.
Yeah, the way that the axe doesn't animate from one position to the other means that it just suddenly exists in an entire, like, 32 by 32 pixel square. Great job from Econ, getting a handle on these things. Hiding from the enemies, love it.
Yeah, gets past the head squad here. Callback's back at the spot where they died earlier. Still not grabbing any boxes. Seems to might be thinking that the pelicans always swallow the box.
It's a reasonable assumption. It's kind of weird that you can get them on their feet. The way that their head is like up and down makes it seem like, you know, they'll just bring their head down and swallow it.
Yeah, they're ready for a catch.
But you also gotta think, they probably don't expect me to just jump over this thing, right? So, okay, here we go. Experimenting with some thrown boxes. One more try. Uh-oh. Well,
A lot of boxes now. 2 hearts, that doesn't leave a lot of space to damage boost past.
Once you pass the midpoint of the fan, it stops. So if you can stop yourself from running into him afterwards, you can set up for some kind of, you know, jump over him or jump turnaround damage boost. Callback unable to make anything happen. Econ's into the hardest part of the stage and dies, and game overs. Pretty expected, honestly. You're on this conveyor belt, a lot of enemies spawn in, and you only have so many boxes to throw at them.
Yeah, a lot of these enemies can shoot back at you, so I'm not sure if you can really dodge the projectiles. Maybe you just have to throw your box really early.
Yeah, actually, these weasel guys, there's a glitch. If you throw the box at them just as they spawn, even though they normally take 2 hits, they'll die in 1 for some reason. So obviously they're not going to know that or go for that intentionally, but it could happen accidentally if you're just trying to be aggressive with your thrown boxes.
Callback's here with the box. Almost damage boosts fast.
That was his last heart, so he died straight up. But if he had health, he would have been knocked backwards. And if he was facing left, it would have been forwards. Or was Callback trying to, like, parry the box as it comes back at him? Wachow!
Yeah, I mean, there's not really any indication that you can hit them.
He's crouching down, trying to size up. What is your deal, Pelican? And Econ with 1 health left lures the enemy out, but there's more hiding. Throws 1 box, doesn't find anything. There's still another plunger guy coming, though. 1, 2, almost! There's only a tiny bit more stage after that, and then you're on to the Fat Cat fight, which has another safe spot sort of thing going on. So we've already seen Econ make use of 2 safe spots on 2 different boss fights. I wouldn't put it past him to sniff it out, even on the first try.
Ooh, Callback, I think, made it past the section they were stuck on.
Yeah, has 1 more Pelican to deal with. Let's see if they understand what the plan is. Run into it. Jump, turnaround, damage boost with the iframes. Not enough. You only get a meager amount of iframes in this game. I respect the plan. It just didn't quite work out.
I think Econ's back in this difficult part with the many projectile enemies. Down to 1 heart, but made it through now.
You can play it safe through this last section, and you can also probably dig around for some health in these boxes. not going to. Uh-oh. Okay, gets the kill. No hats thrown. We're gonna see the boss. Here he is. Dead. What's the life situation? We got more. So, yeah, Econ's found it.
Yeah, looks like there's a pretty obvious safe spot there.
Oh, careful. Knows what the game is. I think this could be it. For a chance to face someone 3-2-5 in top 8, it's Econ.
And there's our dot down with a time of 32:23.
I'm always a fan of someone who puts up a palindromic time. It's going to be 4 top 8 versus someone 3-2-5.
Yeah,
I forget what I said.
we're in back 7 here, so back 8 is still left.
I think I said for a chance at top 8. Callback just does not know what to do against these Pelicans.
Yeah, seems pretty stuck. Has not forfeited yet. But did write that they just can't with these.
I'm gonna ask if he wants to know what's up with the Pelicans. This is one of these things where like a more modern pace spin might have been like, all right, look, here's what's up. These Pelicans have been a problem in these other races. Here's what's up with these things. Because like there are some, if these enemies were in a more modern game, there would be a more obvious tell. Their feet would have a big weak spot on it. The head would not be bobbing up and down so much. The head would be high and the legs would be exposed more clearly, right? Like the kinds of things we expect players to figure out in a blind race, they would have the information and the tells to be able to figure out. It's because the sort of more primitive nature of the NES, sometimes these things are...
Yeah,
they're just really not so
Callback has done a pretty good job here using the damage boost, basically, the knockback. Has figured out how to turn around above the enemy to bounce to the right. Yeah, that's an idea. We haven't had any haste spins or events where you can call the hotline or something to that effect.
It was called yeah, I bet the Nintendo hotline got a couple phone calls about the Pelicans.
Still difficult to hit them at the right height.
Yeah, I lied. The peak of your jump apparently does go high enough to end up in their mouth. There's the turnaround damage boost. Nicely done from Callback. There's still a second half, though. And more Pelicans. Oh, but it's not even going to be the Pelicans that are the problem right now.
Another game over is gonna have to face the Pelicans again.
Yeah. I never called a hotline back in the day, and they certainly aren't around anymore. So.
I would assume they just have like a handbook or something with predefined hints. Like they're not super gamers that know all the games or something.
Yeah, no. They had a big like binder that they would flip through. But like, did they have a page in there for like the Pelicans, right? I bet probably enough people called in about the Pelicans that if they didn't have one before, eventually they did have a note in there about what to do about these things.
I wonder if that's also something that like QA would watch out for if they were preparing for the hotline.
Gonna get the invincibility takeoff running. so it's going to enjoy the invincibility. Oh, I thought for a little bit longer, but not quite long enough to avoid that attack. Okay. This boss is pretty crazy the first time you see that attack. It's like, whoa. Then eventually you realize... Alright, very edge is not safe, but probably a little bit more... Oh, went for the ball instead. Edge of the screen, not good. Not that side either. Still going to the edge.
Okay, has one heart left, and the boss can't take too many more hits.
Yeah, almost has it. Oh, too far! Another life? Yes. I think this is gonna be it. Just missed. Careful! They still have a hitbox on the way up. Alright. We know you all wanted to hear the Zone J music again.
Shows your dance and jam emotes, chat. That's a popular emote topic.
Pretty much perfect first screen. Oh, I didn't know that the heads of these weasels don't have a hitbox. Got hit once by the axe, made the adjustment.
That shot there at the end is also really mean. That gets everyone apparently.
Oh, that guy didn't jump. Uh-oh. Nice. Now, I'm not sure if Callback learned that, like, switches in the background can be interacted with. This one is more telegraphed. Yeah, there we go.
Now for the corridor. Took Econ a few tries, it's getting close.
Yeah,
would hiding in a box protect you from bullets?
I think so.
Just once.
It's tough, right? Because like you can't damage boost past all three. You have to get through one of them at least cleanly. And that's assuming you've kept full health all the way through to that point. So there's one hit there. Maybe Callback can find an acorn. I think there's at least one in a box somewhere. I'm not gonna say Callback's definitely gonna find it though.
Yeah, and also the head crocodile is lurking here again. Another hit by the head-throwing crocodile.
Is not sniffing around for health inside boxes. Oh, couldn't quite get to the left.
Past the axis with no problem, but again the crocodile there is just very rudely placed.
Yeah, Callback's kind of overloaded mentally about the axes. Like you're still thinking about the axes. You're not thinking about. And then what happened afterwards again? And then bam. One of these boxes on the left there. Oh, this one. Okay, there we go.
Okay, So it has a box.
Threw it at that guy. Oh, the hide. Oh, so the...
Did take a bullet,
you
yeah.
don't-
Another one.
Yeah,
Doesn't save you from the enemies themselves.
Deflecting the hat, yeah, doesn't seem good enough. That crocodile is still going to be there. He's still going to have a pretty big hitbox, and the ceiling is still low. And you've just used up your box that you could have thrown at him to kill him, so... More crocs with more hats.
Yeah, Internet Original posted some art about gangster kangaroos and birds and stuff. Interesting.
Oh yeah, the kidnapping kangaroos.
Good. Interesting. Weird layout magic going. Again. As soon as something. Oh. They keep disappearing, that's weird. There's some layout magic going on here with our fancy dashboard layout.
The intangible kangaroo. Callback fast enough with the boxes to get through without hiding. Because the jump in this game accelerates you upwards so quickly. Oh, there we go, we get to look at it. This is Kid Kookaburra and Kelly Kangaroo. Something Kitty Koala.
Eco's in the corridor, got through with one heart.
Careful, careful. You've got a lot of space to run around in. You can drop through, but the jump input came out instead of the fall through the platform. At least should be able to sort of recreate that take 2 hits through the corridor. Problem is it leaves you at 1 health. That boss, it's pretty common to get hit at least once when all those cigar ash bits come flying out. If you have no health and no lives, it's just gonna kill you.
Yeah, it's gonna be unfortunate if Callback gets there with no lives.
Missed the acorn this time too. It's in one of those boxes back there, so can't take 2 hits this time. Gonna need to jump over this guy, but then what's the plan for this guy? Oh, that box needed to hit. It almost did. If Callback scrolled the screen a little bit more, that guy would have spawned, got hit by that first box. The second one could have followed up. It was a smart try, just a little bit off.
At least in the corridor there, it looks like Callback isn't going for as many throws. Like he's passing by some boxes.
Yeah, I think he's basically given up on defeating the first plunger guy, and doesn't need to defeat the other guy because knows how to jump over it. So has a plan and he's going to stick to it. That first box, there it goes, is not going to get the acorn again. Maybe thought it was like a random drop or wasn't even paying attention or something. I don't know, but sees now that those guys take 2 hits. Getting beat up by the flies on the first screen. Oh, big jump.
And there's a health refill.
The jump in this game is so fast that but it's also like sticky. Like the moment you let go of the button, you stop going up and you start to go down. So if you are an expert at this game, the way that the top speedrunners are, they've got this one hyper optimized, especially on the vertical sections. They hold jump for just the amount of frames necessary to be right at the next thing to land on, and then they let go, which lands them on it immediately, and then they repress immediately to jump afterwards. So the character appears to never stop moving upwards. They just, and it's kind of magical to watch.
The Callback has full health, has a box ready.
Yep, found the health this time. Took hit from that guy, and then from that guy. The plan was to jump over that one, so now the plan is to kill the plunger guy, but didn't get the second box. Such a rude part of the game. There's a lot of different skills that you can make use of in mystery tournaments. And probably the most important is the sort of in-the-moment decision-making. Like, guy appears on screen, boom, what do? Right? You only have like a tenth of a second to process it and react to it. And some people's wired brains just have good solutions in moments like that. And I think maybe Callback is that sort of player. But then sometimes it's not about that. It's about remembering what went wrong all those other times and what can I do to play around it next time, right? It's a very strategic sort of make a plan and follow through on it sort of thing. And that part so far is something that would really help Callback here.
Yeah, we don't really know if they're trying to follow a specific plan or maybe thinking that they have to do something different. I think one of the typical mystery tips we hear sometimes is if something's not working, then try something else instead of sticking to your plan.
Right, well, I mean, stick to a plan, right? Make a plan. If it's bad, then make a new plan. But you've had a lot of attempts. You might have a lot more attempts. At some point, the opportunity to make a plan has presented itself here, and Callback hasn't really seized on it. Okay, kill this guy? Oh.
Callback hiding more in the boxes now, but yeah, since these enemies can shoot, doesn't really help much. Oh! Quick grab for the second box, gets another block there from the hidden.
Oh, the jump up from the croc and the game over, no checkpoint.
Well, that might be a decent strat now to get through the corridor.
Yeah. Now we have a plan. That weasel just died, too. It didn't, like, take damage. Because it takes 2 hits to die, so there's something special about the hiding in the box deflection. Yeah, we saw it there last time. I didn't pick up on it then, but yeah, it just when it kills them.
I suppose if they wouldn't die from the hiding box, then they'd run into you, and the hiding box doesn't help. Maybe it has to kill the enemy.
Yeah, maybe it just gets awkward.
Okay, back to full health.
Oh, I couldn't quite get to the box. This one, that's also gonna work? Why not?
Actually, a great strat. It seems like this might be an intended strat almost. Because there's always a box
there. Nothing can hurt me in here.
There's
nice
one
reaction. Alright, so there's that one hit. And the second.
Callback should have a fairly full set of lives, I think.
Yes, I think so. Well, the ball pops you up. It gives you less room to dodge the ash when you're standing on top of it on that one spot. Okay, yes, the right side is a little bit better. If you move too far, Fat Cat will move the cigar and everything's going to spawn from a different place. So you do want to stay central here. This is going to work. And that's it.
Dot's done. with an SRL time of 51:36. That's to Callback for finishing as well. We'll see if our racers want to come chat with us.
Yeah, we'll be able to talk to Econ, and yeah, it looks like we're going to be able to talk to both of them. I'm going to grab them right now and pull them in. Yeah, no, Econ, you've been waiting a little bit. Hello.
Hello.
And we have Callback here as well. Hello.
Excuse me.
Hello. Great job. It was these NES games. Sometimes they're a little bit. They just whatever corners they cut to make a thing happen can leave some rough edges. Like, hey, this pelican enemy, you got to hit its feet, but like its feet aren't glowing with some big weak spot or whatever, you know.
A couple of esoteric mechanics that really got me, like the fact that hiding in a box does more damage than throwing the box, because otherwise when you're in a tight space with those weasels, there's like no way to, like, how are you supposed to know that?
I didn't know that that's even how that works. We were guessing because, like, if the enemy's alive on top of you, it's weird, so they're like, just kill them. If you get hit by this, you die. I don't know.
So
it might be tied to a weird glitch. If you throw the box just as an enemy appears on screen, that will also kill the weasel in one hit.
So something
with that. I noticed there was a bunch of weird like sprite limits with enemies not loading consistently.
I just kind of assumed that they loaded randomly.
One of you.
It does make more sense for it to be a sprite limit.
I think it was Callback accidentally performed the speedrun technique. There's like 2 bombs that are blocking a door in one level, and if you move in just such a way, you have the sprites overloaded such that only one of them spawns, so it's faster to get through there. And it's totally inconsequential for this blind race, but I saw it. I was like, oh, he did the thing. That's funny. But yeah,
I noticed there was only one the first time, and then I noticed that if you hold the bomb too long, it blows you up, and so I died and restart.
With no indication whatsoever that it's gonna do that. That got both of you. It happened to Econ a lot earlier on, though.
Yeah.
So something I've been curious about, because it keeps coming up in chat and in commentary. This is the kind of game where a lot of people expect that nobody's blind to them. So did either of you play a lot of NES games or not at all?
I'm like Gen C, I think. So I don't know. My first console was a PS. I never really did much retro gaming.
Like, I had an NES growing up, but like really the only games I played for it were, you know, Zelda 2, Mario 3, Kirby, Tetris, like the big classics. They didn't get into a lot of these anything big, you know, third-party popular titles.
Yeah, this is like one step down from those games. So it's on that next tier of NES popularity. It was a real treat to watch you two play it. And you did so good. The Econ, when you hid in the box and threw it at the pelican low, like that kind of blew me away. Because I was like, sometimes people never... It's totally reasonable to never figure that out.
Yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was trying to do a downright throw. I don't know why you thought I could do that. I was just kind of pressing buttons and then it happened. I was like, oh, okay, so I gotta kill its feet. But I didn't really know how I did it.
I was worried I was gonna have to do that stage with like, you know, perfect turnarounds to actually damage boost to the right past each of them, because the hitbox is, again, like way larger than the sprite, so there's no actual possible way to jump over them.
Yeah, it's
I kept getting messed up by that. Which is why I kind of got stuck trying to figure out what to do with the pelican.
Right, because it doesn't feel like you should be jumping over it. Like the moment you try and you get hit on the way up, well before you think you should have, you immediately think that doesn't feel right. And I know that you were thinking that, Callback, but you still were trying to press on, and I gotta say, I loved the
I mean, I stopped and I tried, like, you know, is it like a number that they can throw? Is it like, Does the hitbox change while they're spinning? So many things just didn't work, you know?
Yeah. And the damage boost did. It was really well executed.
The fact that there was the full life restore like in the middle means that you could do a perfect damage boost route to get through that room, but it's like, yeah.
And what else? A number of the bosses, all of you were really good about all of you, both of you were really good of being like, here is a safe spot. I will make use of this.
Yeah, I kind of expected the. I don't know why I went in thinking the bosses would be harder. I think I just got a bad experience from playing. What was it? Adventure Island.
Oh. Yeah, where you get locked into this little room.
Yeah.
Well, Callback. It's your third tournament. Your win-loss was 3-4. It's not anymore. It's definitely much higher in the wins department after this run. It was fantastic. How do you feel about it overall?
No, I mean, this has been a pretty amazing run, you know. Unfortunate to end it on like such a bad performance, but that's all right, you know.
It's not even. The Pelican. You're not the first person to get Pelicaned. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, stuff happens, and like the fact that you were doing like those turnaround damage boosts and stuff to get through it, the way you made use of hiding in the boxes to get through the corridor in the final level and stuff, like there are these glimpses of like, whoa, this guy's pretty good. So you definitely don't got to feel bad about this performance or anything. It was great having you here. We hope you had a great time. Does this seem like the kind of thing you want to come back for number 4?
Oh yeah, I mean, this is, you know, it's always a pretty fun time. It's also great, you know, early on when there's so many matches that there's just a lot more opportunities to jump in and join random ones. As it kind of peters down towards the end, there's not as much. So if you don't have, you know, the right time, then
yeah, we're getting down to it now, which means Econ, you've got one more match to maybe make top 8. It's going to be versus multiple top 8 players, someone 3-2-5. I think you've been aware of this for a couple matches now. I think you've looked that far ahead, right?
I have. I didn't really know if they how good they were. I usually don't don't check just so I don't have any expectations.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've been doing good. I won against Mandungu, and I don't know. Maybe I could get into top 8. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think you could. No one is so good as to be immune to the things that can happen in mystery. You never know when a Pelican is going to show up in an NES game or whatever, right? Like anything can happen, and you've shown that. You can seize those opportunities for sure. So, best of luck in that match, and thank you so much to both of you for coming out. Especially late into the tournament, now that we're winding down, things are starting to get quiet. These matches for me are like a breath of fresh air to get in and call some action. So thank you so much for racing and for coming to talk to us.
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, GG.
Too.
And with that, our matches for today end. There are only 5 more matches left before top 8. 2 of them are on the schedule. Look at this. Triscorp versus Okami of Games.
Yep.
Okami has been in the lower bracket for like how long now?
I couldn't say. Did Okami jump ahead a lot? Did they lose a deeper winners match that sends you really far into the losers bracket?
Yes. They are coming off of 6 straight wins versus Triscorp, who has just lost. So it's the momentum maybe is in Okami's favor. They're both fantastic players. Anything can happen. Should be an amazing watch. And this is the match that Triscorp needs to win in order to get 10 consecutive top 8 appearances. That was something they were aiming for. So there's Triscorp's got a heavy personal stake in that match. Speaking of personal stakes. We got the next match, Artless versus none other than you, Moowear.
Yep, that's gonna be my final MT match, most likely. But I think I had a pretty good run this year. I'm pretty happy with my performance. Very happy, actually.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad about that second part. The first part where you've already written it off as a loss is
yeah, who knows? Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, and I don't say that just to comfort anyone. I mean it. It's sort of a vicious, cruel thing we do here sometimes. We're just, you really can't be ready for everything Mystery Tournament has to throw at you. So best of luck to you, Moowear, in your match. We've still got the Whitley versus Marshmaster. We've got the winner of your match versus Jackazam. And now we've got someone versus Econ as well. The only other matches left before Top 8. Top 8 is March 16th and 17th. On the weekend, we're starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, so we should adjust that on the schedule when we get the chance. And we're going to be going for like the whole day. It's going to be just like a big Mystery Tournament extravaganza, and it's going to be fun. We dig in and find all the weirdest, bestest games that we have, and we get our weirdest, bestest players as well. We put them all together and we put on a big show. It's going to be great. So coming out for that, you can join the Discord if you want to be a part of the community. I'll put the link in the chat. You can get alerts and stuff for when some of these matches happen. You'll see Furturret there in Top 8 and in the Discord. I'll put the link to the YouTube as well. Since we're getting to the end of it, we're looking backward as much as we are looking forward, right? And a bunch of the VODs, most of them have been uploaded to our YouTube. So
yeah, we've actually been complete on YouTube VODs up to what was streamed today, I think. So
perfect.
Yeah. And if you want an easier way, I don't know if we have a command for that, but there's a spreadsheet of matches with the VOD links if you're looking for a specific match that might be easier.
Oh.
Something like this maybe? There we go.
Perfect.
What?
Yeah, so that was Mystery Tournament 18. It will be Mystery Tournament 18 for just a little bit longer. We'll be back tomorrow, it seems, for these next 2 matches. We hope to see you then.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for coming. Thank you, Myth, for commentating.
My pleasure.